Andrew, are you busy?
Andrew Sophie's
It
busy.
says it's running, but it's not, you can't hear her say that it's walking. Is there anything you wanna check? No, so you won't hear it that way, Jim. These are only.
Hello.
That's the one, that's good.
Hello, hello.
Hear that, says you're working, but it's just for some of the speakers on.
That's real
It was working. Oh, great. Okay, you're all set.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right, call the work session to order. Anyone have any questions on tonight's agenda?
I do. I mean, I don't know, do you want to start or?
Oh, 4:30.
I have the system.
Okay. No questions about tonight's agenda? Great. All right.
I had a question I threw out there earlier, but it's worth just asking it again, so everybody can kind of be on the same page. It was with the, I guess. Lost me. The other half of the Miller Street and Delord Street project.
Okay.
And I understand that it's now up to 140,380, but that only a certain portion of that is actually funded through our non-CHIPS funding, I guess it's.
So we'll go back. So Miller Delord Street, Briefing Street, we were told, not asked or suggested, told by DOT that we had to close Delord Street at that crossing. So they were told that we were short notice. And specifically was obligated to put the signals up, and the city of Plattsburgh was obligated to take care of sidewalk, guardrail, curbing, everything you see there. We had an opportunity at that time where myself and Nathan and I talked about it, was we have an old water line that runs down through that crossing. Probably 8 years prior, we had a leak in that area, the rail right away. Just to look at the leads, it costs us about $30,000 per visit fee. So with that opportunity of working within the crossing with CP there, we said, let's put a new water line. That's outside the right of way, which is basically outside the crossbars you see. So if we ever have an emergency again, which we will, or I say emergency to replace the water line, I should say, we'll have already done that difficult part of the work. So you take a guess at what the capital of that project will cost. We have a lot of unknowns, so there's a cost plus project. What you're seeing here is adjustments to the capital project for additional water line work, and that we did. Basically, we guessed that what it would cost. Well, same thing with the general fund portion with the sidewalk. So it's an adjustment to the project. Fortunately, the general fund portion, we can fund with CHIPS money, and then the water fund. For the water funds. Explain that here.
You did, for me, I was trying to chase it down through between the budget and the capital project plan, and I think sometimes, at least as a new person, it's hard to kind of figure out where things line up and how they line up, and I think it's worth clearing up too that like you can't just look at that capital plan that is at the back of the budget. It's listed and it lists the projects, but those aren't really budgeted.
Well, the capital plan gives us what we want to do for that calendar year. We don't always execute all of them. The street resurfacing, yeah, that's for that calendar year, we've got 14 street systems. And we're gonna do all 14. This one popped up, it was a last minute deal where it was not a planned capital project. We had to capitalize this improvement, we were told we had to do the work, so that's thus the bad number, not having a firmer number where we're able to hit it, you have to do a budget transfer.
I mean, that's helpful. I just,
Yep.
sometimes I pick things apart a little bit and try to chase it down. And I mean, after just kind of briefly speaking with Casey, it's pretty clear that if you want to really look at those capital projects and see where you are in the budget, it's a different report. Like you can't just go find it in the budget. So they can provide it, he did within seconds, provide like a report, but it's kind of helpful just to see like what it really means on paper, because sometimes you'll look around, you'll try to find it here, and it's not really in here, but it doesn't mean that it's not planned for, essentially, it's just hard to find. So that's what I was asking about earlier, just was asking again, just to make sure everybody maybe could hear that. if that's
That
what-
was what, the second longest crossing,
Second longest North America.
second longest crossing in North America. Or not,
Um,
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really something to be proud of.
No.
It's not really.
That's why we have a dead end now.
I wish you could say, yeah, it's great, but it's not, it's an awkward, it's an awkward crossing.
We weren't
I
trying.
think in the long run, it's safer. There's some, people that are a little bit upset about, it, particularly, renters of the properties. I can tell you that the property owners have all been great. They've worked well with us. The improvement, I think, is done. It came out really good. We didn't have an engineer set plans. It was on the fly. We were rushed. We got a lot of good work done. So, but yeah, second longest crossing.
Yeah, I knew it was, I was something up there, so, yeah,
Thank you.
thanks. Any other agenda items, huh?
I don't have agenda items. I just was gonna ask.
Shoot.
Chief Trombley. I don't know if anybody else wants this information. I want this information. I've been asked about this information. So I asked Chief Trombley if he could explain the new thing that just went down, the point system and everything, the new laws, and I think it would be advantageous for us to have it explained.
So DMV updated their violation point system. And it's always been in existence, they just shifted a couple of things for driver responsibility assessment. The big one. Three core principles to it were, one, the point system, the points for violations changed. The easiest one to go to is any alcohol or drug related offense adds 0 points to it. They now have 11 points assigned to it. The point system is based on an 18-month period. That has also changed. It's now a 24-month period, giving that look back, that view. A little bit longer time to compile violation points. And the third is that so after 6 points, the driver assessment could, during or under review, could cause the driver to approve fines through DMV, so like $100. That still remained the same at 6 points. That hasn't changed at all. Some of the other things that have changed are passing school bus. That was at a 5 point. Now it's at an 8 point. The workplace or construction zone is now at 8 points. That was at a 5 points. And what they did was they tried to look at some of these, so when they're cumulative, you hit your 10 points faster in that 24-month period of time for drivers at risk. It's kind of a 35,000 foot view.
Some of these are substantial, so.
They are, the big takeaway was those alcohol and drug related offenses, they were 0 points.
And now
They were in their own category, so that you had your own, they weren't points, they were fines and surcharges. Now you can hit that 10-point threshold just by having violation. One of those sections.
and the going through school zones is that staying the same? Like if you get a speeding ticket in a school zone,
That one's past school bus went up.
just so it's just a school.
Yeah,
bus
and that
zone?
went from 5 to 8.
Yeah,
Didn't see anything with.
just too bad.
So, but again, so another one is within that work zone, construction zone. Anything like 1 speed and over is automatic 8 points, where before it was a structure. So if you're 5 points over, just for the point of the conversation, if you're 5 points over, it was 1. If you were 10 points over, it was 3. It is an automatic 8 points.
We
And
can
that
only
went
hope
effective
this is-
February 16th of this year.
Yeah, all we can do is hope that this kind of encourages people to slow down a little. You know,
There's a consequence now, and you could hit it much faster.
yeah,
Does anyone have any questions on that?
Kind of went backwards, it used to be 36 months. They dropped it down to 18, so they could. Now they're going back to 20.
Another length thing.
Yeah, it's funny. They're going back to the old thing.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You got this. National letter this, good evening.
I have a question about the trees, if you don't mind, ask that again. So I had a constituent that asked me. They had actually heard at the last meeting that there was money available for replanting trees for the city, and the question was whether or not. They're going just for places that are, you know, parks or city-owned property. And specifically, this person has an ash tree that was taken in between the sidewalk and the road.
Yep.
And she didn't know what the best way would be to go about asking, or if there's a list.
So
She
we
can-
have a list of the $2,000 that was part of the grant is specifically for replacing the trees that were cut down. For the grant. Now, there is an understanding that in some places, we may not want to put a tree depending on whether it's too close to a curb stop. Or maybe somebody just doesn't want a tree there anymore. So then we can take those trees and plant them in other areas that are still within that environmental justice area that is our defined work area. So essentially what we're gonna do is, once all the trees are cut down. We can take the list of trees that we have approved for planting. We can go approach the individual at each house, basically say, hey, we cut a tree down in front of your house. Do you want one back? If they want one back, then we can allow them to pick one of the 4 or 5 trees that we have on the list. And then we'll purchase that tree and plant it.
So they have to be in that environmental justice area?
Yeah, so this specific grant was only for an environmental justice area within the city. So there's a GIS map that has an overlaid area that highlights where that environmental justice areas are. So we essentially went through that map, identified every single street. Some streets, it was only on one side of the street and the other side didn't qualify, which is why we still have some ash trees that weren't cut down because we didn't have the funding. Michael had some money in his budget that I think we're gonna be rolling into this year to finish up.
So. The non. Zone tree, typically we carry a $25,000 amount. Typically, we carry about a $25,000 allowance for trees, tree removal and tree replacement. We're gonna burn up probably most of that $25,000 allowance, finishing off the ash trees that we need to outside of that, so. I think we did 60 trees, DPW took down. Probably in excess of 60 ash trees in those potential falls, so. And every time we create a budget, we put money in there, that's usually one of those line items. And parts of beautification that can go up or down a little bit depending on you guys and how you know, vote for them. It's for sure available for that in the future. I think the first thing we have to deal with Dash Street, I think that fast.
Yeah.
Property damage. But every year when we come to do the budget, I will point it out to the mayor and the council, say, listen, this is our line. You know, people are looking for trees, we can add to that or take away from that line, you know, and definitely.
Right, so just because the city took a tree out of the front of her house doesn't necessarily mean that she's gonna be in the zone of getting one put back.
Right.
But she should just call you, I guess, I don't.
If she wants to call and give me her address, then I can look up, we have a spreadsheet that shows what trees were in that environmental justice area. So if she was in there, then I can let her know that we will be contacting her in the spring or summertime to figure out what we're doing. I think.
And the trees that are outside the zone, you know, we gotta prioritize getting trees down first.
Yeah.
But then I think that for sure, it's gonna look pretty bare, so neighborhoods will back, in which one time Andrew and I will work together to make sure we start getting some feedback in for people, it's that mutation again. Just like the railroad crossing, that kind of came up on real fast. Yeah, these were shocking, to be honest.
We are taking the cottonwoods this year too, right?
Cutting them down?
You talking about the old.
Yeah, we have a couple.
Yeah, went from 6 to 11.
11 now?
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta get those. We gotta get those down before they hurt somebody. This is a problem.
You mean the cottonwoods out in the oval?
Yeah, they're dead.
There's a few more along it, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones in the old one are the ones that it's, I thought.
Yeah, we got a lot of kids playing on the old
Six of
one.
them, and then I had the tree certain count, I think we're till 11.
And those are big.
It is a very, I was told to have tree certain to get them on the ground and then try to take them off.
Yeah.
Those are big.
We cut one down. I think the first year I was here, it was over in front of the building, the other side, the lake side. And that was a very big boom from that tree.
Well, some of those are getting, we got so many kids playing out there.
Yeah.
We really gotta,
It was
I mean, we can go after those, you know, again, the other
Yeah.
thing is we can also talk to Richard Jewell, you know, when Krampus is back, to look at our ash trees. Look at them and see, you know, we might have to do a budget transfer if we need something. You know,
I think we've kicked the can long enough though. You know, I do. We'll have to find some money somewhere. I don't want somebody to get hurt. The worst thing is, I mean, especially with all the kids playing out there, I mean, we know they're dead and we really have to address it, I think. Huh?
Yeah, I said, he showed tomorrow.
Yeah, no, but I
With
think
the-
it's pretty important.
Would the price be affected if the city does the work after he knocks them down?
so what I am gonna ask them to do is to get them on the ground for it with the state. I mean, on the oval, to be honest, I have people who can fall trees.
Yeah.
But because they're so compromised up high.
Yeah.
You know, I'm worried about coming back, MLD has guys to cut that big tree also, but it's too dangerous,
Yeah.
too dangerous, I'm not worried about hitting a building, I'm worried about pretty.
Yeah.
It's long.
But once they're on the ground,
Once they're on
I
the
feel like
ground,
you guys
we'll take care of it.
okay.
Hey, is there any way, Joel's not here, can we put a power line between them?
Without a no.
That's straight.
I mean, you know.
Then once
Yeah.
they're down, they're down.
They're down, right?
Deal
Yeah,
with that again.
The other problem is with those conflicts, and I hate to be sunshine. When if you do take down that many of the oval, there will be some people that are be unhappy. They're thinking. They should take on the trees, well, not the one,
No.
trees aren't healthy very happy,
Yeah,
so whoever.
God forbid if the child got hurt out there, I mean.
I was hoping it was just 6, but again, I have to look at it, but.
Well, is this 11 this year? It's gonna be 15 next year.
Yeah.
They're just gonna keep. They're that bad to where every year it's just gonna keep happening.
How many rings were in the one?
I don't.
Somebody told me how many rings were in that. There's, yeah.
And we have. Well, a lot, and we, by the Cherry Court bike path where section where the tunnel is. The top, you notice how the surface of the bike path. Dimpled up there, that's the roots of Wisconsin, it's the same deal. At some point, we're gonna have to address that tree, pull the stump, the roots and. They go away.
Anybody get an opportunity to take a ride down to Peace Point? DPW's been out there all week. Take a ride down, take a look at it. Seriously, they've done, it looks amazing. You see the water now from Peace Point, up from all over.
Does
Yeah.
the grant we have for replacement, does it specify what trees we have to put back?
No, we did let DEC know that we had 5 species that we work with just because of obviously hardiness in the winter and with salt. And being that close to the road, we want a type of tree that's not gonna have heavy root penetration because we don't want them getting into sewer lines and water lines.
Lift up the sidewalks.
Lift up the sidewalks, and then obviously we don't something that's gonna get too tall, that's gonna get into our electrical lines.
Right.
So.
I'm only bringing it up because we're coming up on the end of life of the Norwegian maples from the ice storm, so now it's gonna be a
That's not on the
cycle,
list.
right? Not yet, not yet.
The other thing that constantly is always an issue is, you know, flowering and one that. Some people love them, but they're gorgeous when they say flowers, they all sort of messy, people. Homeowners, even though they're on our property, stuff falls on their property, cleaning it up, so that's something.
I have a quick paving question. Question about paving,
Hey, I know a guy.
that's okay. I just got a message from a constituent wondering if the area between West Park and Ruger is going to be paved.
And which road?
I think the Sandra area.
We got a bunch of those West End roads on this year.
Okay.
All of that. We can put, we don't have to move the system. We will add that to the mechanism.
Perfect, thank you.
Ruger and our West, that's a big section.
Let me see,
Yeah. Our West is the road that are, you're actually doing the rest of the road because in 2007. They reconstructed that portion of Sandra Ave from Park West.
Who's doing the polar plunge?
Oh, that's something I was gonna talk about.
Oh, chief.
I was gonna challenge everybody here to go. Come on, jump in cold water.
I was there last year. I didn't see
Cheer
any
for
of
you.
you there. I
going in.
don't remember any of you there last year.
What's
I
that?
don't remember any of you there.
I couldn't go, but I think I can go.
I can tell you I was there and it was very cold last year.
Did you jump in the water?
Yes, I did.
Only.
Anybody? ever,
Oh, that's right, I was
like
like,
No, it was cold.
have a problem?
Other than that.
I forgot, I was gonna ask you to speak on that, you forgot, sorry.
There's not.
Put a shower on.
Is anyone checking?
Frozen.
Gonna guess below.
80 degrees.
The melting ice made it cold.
I'll probably look up.
You have to.
I'm gonna jump in the water.
What do people wear? They just,
People wear.
Dolphins are.
okay. Do they change their clothes somewhere or, I'm sorry, I don't know.
From personal experience, you just go to your car.
You get out of there. You leave.
You leave the heat on the car.
My friend just did it in her bikini. Yeah.
We're actually, the news conference is gonna be here, the 12th, next Friday, next Thursday at 10:30 here. They're gonna be here with all the special events and so. Yeah, but you guys are waiting for,
We're staying here, you'll be here on 5, so.
all right.
Sorry, I showed up that early.
No, we had time now, so we're gonna, but I knew you were waiting with Garrett, so. Any other questions? Now's the time. We have a presentation from some of the good folks from Plattsburgh State in a little bit, and when Garrett shows up, they're gonna talk about bugs for a little bit.
Talk about bugs.
Yep.
We're gonna go on.
Casey, did you look into the
Mr. Vanessa's house.
no, the budget thing? Budget plan.
Oh, the 5-year?
No, with the monthly billing.
Yeah.
I wanna pay one set fee, utilities,
Oh,
sorry, we've had a lot of requests lately, just so everybody knows this budget plan, because people, you get $100 bill in the summer, you're getting a $700 bill now.
Just
lot of
got a
folks-
$900 one,
A lot of folks wanna pay $200 a year, so you get one set payment here, so.
So, we only have it for electricity, and so the 12-month period, so once you pay off one bill and a new bill. Is introduced, it resets the payments and it's a revolving. Payment, so it's never constant. I think maybe with the new system, it can be more consistent and more constant, so there is one set amount. And then at the end of the year, there's an adjustment.
The 13th month.
Yeah.
Per se.
But in this one that we have, there is no 13th month because it just rolls over and rolls over and rolls over. So that is something that we're gonna have to get with Kelly and Joel. And kind of discuss that because they.
I don't know why we can't just take, like, as we were talking,
Yeah.
take 12 months, divide it by 12, and that's your payment.
So
But because our computer program does not acknowledge it, is our drawback.
I think they, Kelly and Joel handle all of that.
Right.
And I don't know if they make the rules for it or if it is already a, NIPA. They have to follow certain rules for NIPA. So that I haven't been in contact with Joel.
Well, anybody could set their own budget plan.
Yeah.
If they start at the lowest month of the year and then go forward with it, you'll accumulate
So you're not taking an estimate of like going back and I'll use myself as an example. Take all of the bills that I had last year, kind of estimating the average
take your
and
12 last 12 months, divide it by 12, and that's your payment.
and then, yeah,
Right? I
okay,
mean, it's.
that's what I'm struggling with, yes, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm hoping we get a program that we can actually do even the water and the sewer. 'Cause I don't understand,
Right now, we don't have a water and sewer, payment plan,
Right.
or budgeting plan. We can
I think, I mean,
And that would exclude garbage and sewer, correct?
if you have garbage, I don't know why we
Right now.
can't wrap it into one monthly payment plan,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it take the last 12 months, divide it by 12. and it's
okay,
your
and,
payment.
but that would include everything, not
Well,
just,
that would be your whole bill, right?
Right,
For
okay.
garbage.
that makes sense,
Same
yeah,
every month.
Exactly.
Same thing
Oh.
for your city. You're just gonna be paying the same.
Correct,
okay.
Bar and
right.
How would that work for collections for the MLD? As far as like, if you.
We'd have to start at the low months to go forward.
No, but I mean like,
You know what I mean?
no, okay, I get it.
Right,
Yeah.
cash flow.
Yes. So, yeah, during these cold months,
No,
MLD would be short
well,
unless we put money away ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Months, get ahead.
right,
Oh, I see, yeah, and that
You
makes
have to start at
sense,
your low
absolutely,
to go forward. If we did something similar, we'd have to have a start date, so that, you wouldn't be able to come in January.
No.
When
Right.
you're low, you get, your highest bill.
yeah.
Right now, I think it's very confusing.
It is.
You have those charges in
Right.
there too that also are
Everything,
calculated. And then once a new bill is come out, you have a whole different price for your year. So you're never gonna be paying the same price consistently through the year. Right. Yeah, it's all being rolled over and divided.
No, it'd just be a nice service.
Yeah,
We've had a lot of,
Yeah,
requests.
would.
We've had a ton of requests for this. Are you ready for your presentation?
Yeah, not ready whenever.
Just come on up, folks.
All of them.
For those of you who don't know me, just a quick introduction. My name is Jenna Thomas. I'm a freshman in my spring semester at SUNY Plattsburgh. And I'm as of this semester, our environmental club president, newly elected. I'll let them introduce themselves.
If you guys can step forward and speak into the mic. Alright, so you know
She
this.
needs-
You know.
this.
My name is it on? My name,
It doesn't.
Yeah. My name is Kaiser. I'm a junior at SUNY Plattsburgh and I'm the vice president of Environmental Club. And I'm partnering in this with Jenna and Garrett.
Hi, some of you know me, one especially well. I'm Garrett. I also go to SUNY Plattsburgh. I'm a senior. I am involved with the Environmental Club and also run an off-campus organization that does food drives at the library.
All right, so to get started, what I just passed out to you is a little brochure. They did print wrong, so just flip them. Don't mind that part.
Keeps us on our toes.
Right? Just here to make things exciting.
No, so this was actually an idea that Kaiser did come up with at the beginning of the semester, mentioned it, explained it to us. We all fell in love with it. So we've been planning it for a couple months now, just trying to figure out when to do it. And in that process of planning it, we met Garrett and and through him, word got passed to you guys. And so earlier this week, we met with Mr. Hughes to talk about the possibility of doing this around all of Plattsburgh, not just the campus. There's not too much that will go into it, but enough to be explained. So the front of the brochure goes over, I guess the front is this now. Where would they go? Which is, of course, like it says, subject to change. This is my first year living in Plattsburgh, so I don't know the area very well. I don't know what is considered the city or not. But we were thinking Melissa Penfield Park would obviously be a great one. Along like a couple spots along the Saranac River, like the Saranac River Trail, especially on campus. SUNY Plattsburgh campus itself, we already have the go-ahead to put them anywhere on there. City trees, so just downtown along the streets. These are something that would go on trees. They would hang from trees with like, I didn't realize those things up there. So that's what, yeah, that's what they look like in like reality. Like that's a real picture of them. They do these in everywhere. You can do them in elementary schools. They're just a fun little thing. And they would hang from the trees. And pretty much, and then, we also mentioned public beaches. I don't know, which beach did you mention? I forgot the name of which beach.
Sailor's Beach.
Sailor's Beach? Okay. Yeah, so it would definitely could go there. Here's a better map of where on Plattsburgh we had like envisioned for them to go. That's a map of the campus. And the map to the right is the map of all of Plattsburgh, or the biggest map I could get in one picture. So, on top of where they'd go, obviously we need people to put them up. We need people to take care of them. And how long would they be up? Well, we didn't want to make it any problem on you guys. So like it says, Plattsburgh's Environmental Club would be fully responsible for obtaining the supplies to make these, making them, putting them up, and taking them down. And any management or fixing that needs to happen while they are up, we will absolutely take care of. If there's something that happens to them, like they fall off a tree and someone complains about it, if we don't know that, because obviously we're on campus, we're not walking around here every day, please let us know and we will come ASAP and fix it for you guys. So that being said, what the hell even are these things? Why are we putting them up? So basically, if you look on your little brochure, what is a bug hotel? So basically, you imagine a just bird box, a mid-sized one, not one of the round ones, but more of the house-shaped ones. The difference is that the front-facing part is open. There's no front wall. There's two walls on the sides, and sometimes there's a wall on the back. I think ours will have it, so that way the stuff doesn't fall out of the back. But the front is facing open, and inside there will be little, you can see in the pictures, there will be like little wooden slates to make kind of little cubby shapes. And you put different like natural resources in there. Like we have collected pine cones, sticks, pine needles, leaves. People just get little logs and hollow them out with drills, some rocks. There's I love that picture. It's a great picture of everything that we would put inside. You can put literally anything in these things. So mostly stuff that is going to compact pretty well or make nice, neat little spaces for all the different kinds of bugs. Because there are a lot of native bugs to Plattsburgh. I mean, where it's a big area. We're pretty up north, pretty wildernessy, especially like 20-25 minutes out of here. So to take in mind what kind of bugs we have would be the spaces that we would collect for. And of course, Environmental Club has already started collecting all of these resources ourselves. And so for building the box itself, we decided that a height of 14 inches, a width of 10, and a like depth of 6 would make like a pretty decent size, because they don't need to be huge because they're just bugs. But they also like, it's better to have them big than small, so you can put more stuff inside, have more bugs, and they look cute. They look good to have around town. So we figured those would be pretty good dimensions to keep it small but sustainable. All what is- Oh, the wood, they're made out of wood, obviously. So the wood we would use to make these isn't mentioned in here, but we did, when we met earlier this week, we discussed like what we would use to build them. And pallets were mentioned, just getting free pallets from mills around here. Someone said you can go on Marketplace and just look at free pallets and you just go get them. So me and my Subaru and these guys are gonna go pick up some pallets. And yeah, so they're pretty easy to take apart. And we have, I know at least like the members of the clubs, like at home, we have drills, we have nails, we have stuff we can use to put them together. So it's a repurposing project too. Not only a conservation one, but reusing old things. So kind of also what we stand for. So I think that's all I have set out. Is there anything you guys wanted to say?
I think when we are putting these together, it's also very important to look at the ecological impact. An area like this is specifically downtown is rather urban. And while there is a relative abundance of trees, there is a very minimal, there's very minimal compact space that doesn't consist of buildings. So when we look at insect conservation, we're looking at dark spaces that are tightly compact, and that would be these buildings. So having up these hotels provides a space for these insects to stay that is not inhabited by humans, not getting in their way, and therefore means that we do not have people killing off native species that are living within their houses.
So what's the importance of having bugs? Personally, I absolutely hate bugs.
What's your favorite fruit?
Won't even go outside because I hate them.
What's your favorite fruit?
Fruit? Bananas.
Oh, well, insects provide such a vital contribution to nutrient cycling within the soil. And without them, these bananas wouldn't grow. We're facing a 70% decline in insect populations. And unfortunately, conservation efforts are not being directed towards them due to worldwide entomophobia. I would argue that entomophobia is one of the largest ecological combats that we face in the conservation world.
Good answer.
Good night.
Yeah, best for last. So, my group too, so I do run a little nonprofit organization here in Plattsburgh, can also help with like volunteers and helping ensure that when these guys go away over the summer, you know, my group can still help maintain them and keep them up and make sure nothing's gonna look not so good. We don't want a bunch of garbage around the trees.
How does it not turn into a bird feeder?
So bird feeders have like food sources, like seeds, nuts, different things.
Yeah.
These don't contain that.
No, the bugs are the bird feeder. So that's why I'm asking.
They eat them, yeah.
Well, is that not just the life cycle?
Yeah, no.
I mean, in all honesty, that's almost what we're trying to promote. More bugs means more food for more birds,
Right.
saving birds.
Just killed it.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm done. All right, I'm good.
There's a reason why SUNY grads were.
Who?
Is there a certain kind of bug? I mean, you said the endangered ones or whatever. Is there a way to draw that specific kind of bug? Will it take my ant? My spider?
If we're looking at ways to draw in certain bugs, I think that'll be a little more difficult, but I think if we're looking overall at insects as a whole, there are definitely some ones that will gravitate towards this more than others. So we're looking at spiders. We're probably not looking at ants as much as they're usually ground dwelling. But things
It'll get rid of spiders, so if I put 20 of those around my house, I'm good.
I can assure you that you will probably see a reduction.
Oh, I'm on it.
Is there an educational component for, will be they low enough so that kids maybe or people, are they designed to be looked at by people?
They're not to be low enough to make
No.
Mike Bissett
Exactly.
mad.
Exactly.
That was part of the deal. I haven't introduced you to Mike yet.
We don't want people disturbing them, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
You guys don't want
Sunshine.
kids playing in them, disturbing them. So you're gonna put them high enough.
No, they are designed to be pretty, to be cute, to be
Yeah.
looked at. But that's just one of those things where we hope that parents take the initiatives to explain to their kids what
Right.
bugs are crawling around them, but also not to, it's not a free for all, don't touch them. And we also plan on tying them high enough up on trees, so it will be at least 4.5, 5 feet off the ground. So that way, I mean, kids are what, 2 feet tall? Hopefully they don't have that long arms.
We talked about even painting them, having a little contest in the park and painting them, or letting the kids paint them and just making it more fun and just something different. And then it'd be they would be conversation pieces maybe around town too.
Yeah, and through painting them, if we have like a bunch of kids come to the park to paint them, we can explain to them what they're painting and that after they paint it, we're gonna hang it. And it'll make them excited to see them and they'll understand why they can't touch them, but why they're.
Can you give some examples of some other municipalities that might have these already? Just like.
So, we've mostly seen these on Pinterest.
Okay.
But I do know through research and putting together slides, the brochures, I know that they're mostly meant for urban areas. It's a way to, I know there was a project down in New York City in either Central Park, it might have been Central Park. Yeah, Central and Prospect that did definitely put some up. So a lot of bigger cities have them. They're a very like also school educational based thing. I know like a lot of elementary schools or even high schools or who have like ecology classes use this to like educate or has like something to do to get into it. So it is being done a lot of places. It isn't widely talked about because it's obviously not widely known. I mean, it's just a little thing to do, but it is being done. So between schools, urban areas, I mean, they're spreading because they're worth it.
Well, I just want to say that I'm really excited that you guys are doing this. I think it's really important and good work.
Yeah.
Any opportunity to partner with the college, I think is great. We get the kids come out into the community and see some of Plattsburgh maybe they don't see from the college. So I think it's a win for all of us.
And also, quick business question. Do you guys mind if Garrett takes some like candid pics of us like talking right now while you guys ask questions? Just for like the club page to look good.
I'm right. We're on camera right now. Stand right behind your dad and.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Just for the resume.
Like they left the envelopes.
Alright. That being said, do you guys have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes,
Would this be a good idea for any of us to have at our house?
Yes.
absolutely.
That's why I said I'm gonna put 20 of most fighters.
Yes, we definitely plan on talking to, like we said, we go to Plattsburgh, so most of our friends live here. We already have, I know Garrett said he's already talked to a couple people that are more than okay with us putting them in their yards. So, I mean, if we tell people about it, if we ask them, I really hope actually people would be open to having these in their yards. It would make for a lot more to be available.
Maybe we can make a way for people to request
Yes,
a bug hotel.
that would be awesome.
You're gonna need more power.
You got a pickup truck.
You guys have to know a guy, right?
Or maybe teach a class on how to make one.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna be having an Earth Day event on April 18th, so you're more than welcome to have a table there if you wanna.
That would be amazing, yeah. We would love, more information on that. All right. Because that would be,
We'll be in touch.
that sounds awesome.
Better get a bigger Subaru.
I'll put a trailer on it, it's fine. All right,
No other questions for him? Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
of course, we really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is very fun. Thank you.
Creating a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
You're creating a lot of bugs.
Look at you. Come on. Very smart kids. Very smart.
Somebody had to bug fun.
Any other questions for any of the department heads while we're here? Nothing? With no other questions, I will call an end to the work session. We'll take